74,000 years ago, humanity almost disappeared. Not in war, not in famine, not by another species, but by the Earth itself. At that time, our species was still young. Small tribes scattered across Africa and parts of Asia. No cities, no writing, no monuments. Only survival. The total human population may have been less than 500,000. Then, something changed beneath the island of Sumatra. Deep underground, a vast magma chamber had been building pressure for thousands of years. A reservoir of molten rock stretching nearly 100 kilometers wide. The Earth was reaching a breaking point. And when it broke, it did so violently. The Toba supervolcano erupted in one of the largest volcanic explosions in the last 2 million years. The blast was not a single eruption. It was a sequence of catastrophic events. A column of ash and gas shot nearly 50 kilometers into the sky, punching through clouds and rising into the stratosphere. The mountain collapsed inward, forming a massive caldera. Shockwaves rolled across the region, but the true devastation did not come from lava. It came from the sky. Ash spread across Southeast Asia, then across the Indian Ocean, then across Africa. Within weeks, sunlight began to fade. The sky turned gray. Temperatures dropped. The planet entered a volcanic winter. Unlike a normal winter, this one was global. The ash and sulfur dioxide in the upper atmosphere reflected sunlight back into space. Photosynthesis slowed. Plants began to die. Grasslands thinned. Forests withered. Animals that depended on those ecosystems struggled to survive, and so did we. Early human tribes, already living on the edge of survival, faced a world that was suddenly colder, darker, and less forgiving. Food became scarce. Hunting became harder. Entire regions may have become uninhabitable. Some scientists believe the human population dropped to as few as 10,000 individuals. 10,000, all of humanity. Imagine that number. Fewer people than a small town today. Every person alive now, all 8 billion of us, may descend from that tiny group of survivors. Our genetic diversity today is unusually low compared to many other species. That suggests something extraordinary happened in our past. A bottleneck, a narrowing, a moment when extinction was not a distant possibility, but a near certainty. For years, ash continued to influence the climate. Cold winds swept across Africa. Water sources shifted. Animals migrated. Some tribes disappeared entirely, but others adapted. Along coastlines, humans may have relied more heavily on shellfish and marine food sources. In caves and sheltered areas, communities huddled together for warmth. Cooperation became essential. Sharing food, sharing knowledge, teaching tool-making skills. In times of crisis, isolation fails, collaboration survives, and that may have saved us. Slowly, the ash began to settle. Decades passed, the skies cleared, sunlight returned, vegetation began to recover, animals followed, and humanity stepped forward again, scarred, reduced, but alive. From that small surviving population, migration began. Groups left Africa. They moved into Asia, into Australia, eventually into Europe and the Americas. From perhaps 10,000 individuals, humanity expanded across the entire planet. Cities rose, civilizations formed, technology advanced, and today, from orbit, Earth glows at night with billions of lights. It is almost impossible to imagine that we were once reduced to the brink of extinction. Yet the evidence in our DNA tells a quiet story. We are more genetically similar to one another than many other species, because once we were almost gone. Not everyone agrees that Toba nearly ended humanity. Some archaeological sites suggest humans survived in larger numbers than originally believed. The debate continues. But whether Toba reduced us to 10,000 or simply tested our resilience, one truth remains. Our dominance was never guaranteed. Our survival was not inevitable. It was earned. Through adaptation, through cooperation, through resilience. 74,000 years ago, Earth reminded us how fragile we are. Civilizations feel permanent when we live inside them, but the planet does not recognize permanence. It recognizes change. The eruption of Toba did not end humanity. It reshaped it. In the shadow of ash and cold skies, only the adaptable endured, and from those survivors came us.